we'll be talking about how we are going to navigate through the effects of seasonal changes. And I am excited to be here to share my insights, but I also hope that you are all ready to learn about the fascinating world of gut health and how it is impacted by the changing seasons, right? So, as a nutritionist, I am, constantly amazed by the incredible complexity of human body and how everything is really interconnected. So for example, your gut in particular is an essential part of our overall health and well-being, right? It's not just connected to digestion, but also it is home to trillions of microorganisms that play crucial role in immune function, even in mental health, right? So we should definitely understand and learn how to make these changes when our gut is actually going through a lot of other changes, when it is impacted by other factors, right? So I'll start the session now. Just give me a heads up if you can see my screens are moving. Okay. So first of all, in this webinar, I'll be, taking you through what is gut and what is gut health specifically, how seasonal changes and gut health can be interconnected, and how to seasonally support your gut microbiomes. Okay. What is the impact of stress on gut health, and what are the superfoods for gut health throughout the season that can be used? So first is, what is gut health specifically? Now, gut health is something which refers to the state of digestive system and its ability to effectively digest and absorb nutrients, as well as, eliminate waste. So it also refers to the balance of microorganisms in the digestive tract, which is also known as gut microbiome. I'm trying to explain these words because as I go through the presentation ahead, and I'll discuss few more slides, I will be using these terms more often, right? So the gut microbiome is basically, if you see in this picture, is made of trillions of bacteria, viruses, and fungi, which play a crucial role in many bodily functions, right? So it will definitely play a major role in digestion, but also it will play a crucial role in immunity, in metabolism. In fact, up to 70% of immune system resides in the gut, right? So if you talk about poor gut health, so poor gut health has been, linked to the range of health disorders, which may include digestive problems, which may include autoimmune disorders, which may also include, chronic diseases like diabetes, heart disorders. And on the other hand, maintaining a good gut health has been shown to improve overall health and well-being. So why is gut health so important for overall well-being? As I've already mentioned that, it helps in each and every bodily functions. So it will help you for digestion and absorption of nutrients specifically. It will help you in elimination of waste. It will also help you in regulation of immune system. So therefore, maintaining a good gut health is very essential for overall health and well-being. Now, if you take a closer look here, let's understand what your gut is made of, right? So over here, I am showing you the anatomy of digestive system and how it works to digest food and maintain the good, good gut health. So the digestive system is basically a very, complex system, which is made of several organs, including mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and then at the end, anus. So the digestive process always starts in the mouth over here, where food is basically chewed and mixed with saliva, which contains enzymes that help break down the carbohydrates. Now, this food is traveling down the esophagus, if you can see here, where it is mixed with the stomach acid and digestive enzymes which break down the proteins. Now, next, this partially digested food moves into the small intestine, where it is further broken down, and the nutrients are also absorbed into the bloodstream. The function of large intestine is to absorb water and electrolytes from the remaining undigested food, where it forms feces, and then they are stored in rectum, and finally they are eliminated out of the body. Now, each organ in digestive system plays a crucial role and in this whole digestive process. So any dysfunction in one organ can negatively impact the entire system. So for example, if your stomach is not producing enough acid, it can lead to poor digestion and nutrient absorption in the small intestine, right? So it is very important to note that, that digestive system is very closely connected to the gut microbiome, and the gut microbiome is going to play a crucial role in nutrient absorption as well, and also as well the regulation of whole digestion process. Now let's take a deep dive into what gut microbiome is and why it is so important. So as I've already mentioned, that gut microbiome is a complex ecosystem of trillions of microorganisms, which will include a lot of bacteria, viruses, and other microbes for that matter. And they will be residing in your digestive tract, okay? Now, what they are actually doing, as I've already mentioned, they will help you in digestion and absorption of nutrients. They will help you in regulation of immune system. They will help you in production of vitamins and other essential components and compounds. And also, they will provide you protection against harmful pathogens. Now, there are several different types of bacteria that can be found in gut microbiome, and each of them will have a unique function and a unique characteristic. So very important to understand and maintain a diverse and balanced gut microbiome, because if there is any kind of disruption or imbalance in the gut microbiome, it may lead to range of health issues, right? Which may lead to several digestive problems, right? Dysbiosis may occur, and definitely ultimately it is related to different chronic diseases too, right? So this is how the gut microbiome, the gut system is all important. Now, moving to the main topic, which is seasonal changes and the gut health. Now that we have a better understanding of the gut microbiome and its importance, let's discuss how seasonal changes can impact gut health. Now, changes in weather may lead to change in temperature, due to which what you are eating can be changed, and it may be altered, because during summers you may feel that we should eat something which will give our body that coolness. But in winters, you will definitely get attracted towards something which is hot, right? Like you would like to have a lot of, stuff which will make you warm in general, like soups, like warm desserts, which we usually make at home, right? So all of it may affect your gut microbiome and overall gut health. Right? So first of all, we'll see how summer season will impact the gut health. Now, we have already discussed, how gut microbiome is important. So during summer months specifically, what happens is the high temperatures and humidity can lead to an overgrowth of harmful bacteria in the gut. which may lead to range of digestive issues such as bloating, flatulence, and diarrhea, right? So additionally, summer activities, for example, people keep traveling, and they, since it's summer holidays for each and everyone, the kids are also free, so they enjoy, families also enjoy outdoor dining, which may disrupt the normal routine in general and the dietary habits, and that's how it impacts your gut health, right? So to maintain a good gut health during summer, it is very important to understand what are the few steps that should be taken into consideration, and how you can actually manage a good health during summers also. So first is stay hydrated. Drink plenty of water, because it will help you achieve the status of hydration throughout the season, and will avoid a condition where you may have to get into dehydration. Increase fiber intake. Consume fiber-rich foods such as fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and it will really help you out with the support the growth of beneficial bacteria in the gut. Choose foods that are easy to digest. So foods that are high in fat, that are high in sugar, they are processed, can be harder for the body to digest, and it may lead to other digestive issues too, right? So instead of that, choose foods that are easy to digest, such as lean proteins, vegetables, and whole grains. Avoid overconsumption of alcohol and caffeine. Both alcohol and caffeine have a negative impact on gut health, which may lead to inflammation. It may disrupt the gut microbiome. So it is very important to not to consume these beverages in very higher quantities, because I know people who just drink at least 5 to 6 cups of coffee throughout the day, even when you are sitting in office working on something. It is like a habit that you develop over time, that you need something to continue to keep your work going on, right? So you should consciously make that choice that if you are having a lot of caffeine in general throughout the day, you should definitely cut it down. Next is take probiotics. I will be explaining about this probiotic term specifically in detail towards the end of this presentation, but I can definitely tell you probiotics are basically beneficial bacterial strains which will help you build a healthy gut microbiome. So taking a probiotic supplement, or consuming probiotic rich foods such as yogurt, kefir, miso, they can help maintain good gut health during the summer. Are you all with me till here? Any questions till now? A yes or no, I think, would be really helpful. Okay, perfect. So I'll move ahead with another season which comes after summer, which is monsoon. Now, if you see, the rainy season, is a time when many people experience, variety of health issues, including those of, related to gut health. You will see that in this season specifically, the risk of waterborne diseases increases, and the gastrointestinal tract is often affected by changes in diet, lifestyle, and environment. So one of the primary ways in which the rainy season can affect the gut health is through the consumption of contaminated food or water, right? So during this season, there is often more standing water due to frequent rain, and this can increase the risk of waterborne diseases, right? Such as typhoid, cholera. So the pathogens that are responsible for these diseases can lead to illness when consumed. So it's very important that wherever you are, you should consume food which is hygienic and it is made in hygienic and non-contaminated environment. The rainy season can also impact gut health through changes in diet and lifestyle. So during this season, it may be less convenient or less desirable to exercise outdoors because it's raining out there, right? Also in this particular season, you won't get great fresh fruits, you won't get great fresh vegetables, just like how you get it in winters or summers for that matter, right? So this can lead to a less diverse and less nutritious diet, and it can in turn impact the gut health in a very negative manner. So to counteract this, it is very important to make an effort to eat variety of nutritious foods, which may include whole grains, sources of proteins which are easily available, and plenty of fruits and vegetables that can be stored, right? For example, if you are using certain vegetables that can be stored for a longer period of time in the summer itself, and for some time you can use it in rainy season, just because you won't get fresh stuff in rainy season. So that's how you can plan your nutritional intake for the next season, right? Apart from that, changes in temperature, humidity, and other environment factors during the rainy season can impact the composition and diversity of gut microbiome, which may lead to the imbalances, which may again lead to impact the immune function, right? So you may have observed that during rainy season, a lot of people get this allergies also. They get sick often also. So that's how the whole immune system is getting affected because of that, right? Now, if we come to next season, that is autumn, also known as fall, is a transitional season between summer and winter, and it is characterized by cooler temperatures, shorter daylight hours, and you will see that the leaves are also changing the colors. So while autumn is very beautiful and pleasant time of the year, it can also affect your gut health, right? So the potential impact on gut health is related to seasonal allergies. So many people experience allergies during the season due to release of pollen from trees and other plants. Allergic reactions can also lead to inflammation in the body, which may involve your digestive tract, right? So this can result in symptoms such as diarrhea, abdominal pain, abdominal cramping, bloating. So to manage these seasonal allergies, and you should be definitely prepared with the herbs that I'm going to share in next slides, right? Apart from that, very important to take care of your nutrition also, because this is a time when actually we are moving towards a climate which is a little bit colder. So people may be more likely to consume warm and comforting foods such as soups, stews. They may bake more cakes during this time, right? So while these foods, at times, for example, even if you're consuming soup, it can be nutritious, but if you are using a lot of cream in that, and a lot of stuff which is high in fat specifically, it can contribute to digestive issues such as bloating and constipation, right? So to avoid these issues, it is very important that you maintain a nutrition plan which is equally balanced in each and every macronutrient. Apart from that, autumn can also alter your gut microbiome, right? Because there are a lot of changes happening in the environment. The gut microbiome, is something which gets affected because of temperature, humidity, and all the environment factors, right? So it's very important to understand how we are maintaining our lifestyle throughout these changes, just to make sure that our gut is also in balance. Now coming to winters. Winter is a season which is also often associated with holidays, cold weather, and you may see that people celebrate a lot during Christmas, New Year's, even in Indian festivities, Diwali is, almost there when winters are approaching. A lot of weddings come in, during that particular season, right? So one of the very primary ways, in which the winter can affect gut health is through changes in diet, right? Because during this season, as I've told you, people get involved in a lot of parties, a lot of festivities, and there are chances that they will consume food which is more processed, which is more high in fat, right? During their holiday treats or maybe while attending social gatherings. So these types of foods can definitely contribute to digestive issues. And to avoid these issues, it's very important to understand how you can, even when you are traveling or when you are going out for a social gathering, how you are, attending any party, or you are throwing up a major event for your festivities, right? How you can actually manage all your nutritional activities throughout this particular time, right? Apart from that, winter can also impact the gut health by altered physical activity levels, because if you see during the season, again, it's cold outside, people may not want to be active, as they are active during summers. They would not like to, run or, go for biking or hiking for that matter because of cold weather, right? So this can also lead to more sedentary lifestyle. And again, it will contribute to digestive concerns. So it's very important that you make sure that you are active throughout. You can opt for such activities which can be done indoor, right? So for example, you can go, do yoga, you can do few stretches. If you have access to, weights at home, you can do weight bearing exercise also. Otherwise, I think your body also has some great weight. So you can definitely push some exercises in that direction also, right? Now, as you see on my screen, there's a word mentioned, seasonal affective disorder, which means SAD. Another potential impact, I would say, of winter on gut health. So basically, this is a type of depression which occurs during winter months when there is less natural sunlight, and we are not able to, because the days are also shorter during that time and nights are longer, right? And because of some reasons, as we have seen that the temperature is going down year by year, right? So research has basically shown that this can have a negative impact on gut health also, and this may lead to some symptoms which may be directly connected with diarrhea, abdominal pain. So just to make sure and understand, if you are going through such changes, it is very important to consciously make a note of your body and your mind, that what you are going through, right? Because for some other people it would be just abdominal pain, but on a deeper level it could be something else, something else also, which may be affecting your mental health, right? So it's very important, if you feel that there is something that is bothering you a lot, and also your gut is also not going well along with it, it will be really helpful to get care and treatment directed by a healthcare profession. Okay, so now we'll see how you can seasonally support your microbes throughout the all seasons, right? So when I speak about potential effects of microbial depletion, which has been occurring throughout all the seasons, they are serious. And things certainly are not hopeless, because I am here to guide you how you can make these choices, and how you can take care of your gut health throughout the seasons, right? So first is following seasonal light cues. A healthy microbiome and good sleep go hand in hand, right? So your gut microbes help to produce and trigger the production of hormones which are related to sleep, including melatonin, which signals the body that it is the time to sleep. Please go to bed, right? Serotonin, which helps you sleep deeply. And there is another enzyme which makes you feel calm, right? So this relationship basically works the other way too. Even short-term sleep deprivation can throw your bacterial balance off, with studies showing that, just 2 nights of sleep deprivation can cut the number of certain beneficial strains in half, which is very interesting. So very important to understand that, your body is responding to the changes in light when, when we are supposed to start winding down as the sun is also setting. This means that in, like just like how, in pre-modern societies, it used to happen that people typically went to bed much earlier in winter and stayed up later in summers, right? However, now we are all modern people. We also have a lot of access to other resources, which makes things easier for us. But definitely going to a sleep on a perfect time, which is somewhere around 10 or 11 at night, would be really beneficial, right? Another point is eating seasonally whenever you can. As convenient it may seem to have peaches in March, eating things out of season isn't the best option for your gut microbiome, okay? Because given that we have also evolved seasonally, our gut microbiome is also getting changed seasonally. So it is very important to provide, yourself that kind of nourishment, which is actually the nature is giving you, right? So foods which are forced to develop out of season contain lower level of nutrients, first of all, and higher levels of harmful substances like lectin, which damages the walls of your intestine and, makes it easier for your gut microbiome to become unbalanced, right? Unseasonal foods are commonly treated with pesticides and chemicals so that their speed can be, increase so that they ripen up early, neither which is, very good for our body and gut for that matter, right? So that is something that you should definitely keep a check on, that you should definitely offer foods which are seasonal rather than going for foods which are not meant to be in that particular season specifically. Getting outside as much as possible, right? So most of people during these times, I have seen that they are spending their times indoors because of work, because they want to spend time with family, and which is drastically different, than how humans have lived historically, right? So we evolved to thrive in outdoor environments and adapt to the way, the way seasons are actually changing, right? And that is how it plays a good role in gut microbiome. So spending time in nature increases your microbial diversity, both by exposing you to all kinds of different bacteria and by lowering your stress levels. So whenever you are stressed, you must have noticed that, your body slows down the digestion at some point of time, and the and the only bacteria that can cope up with a slow food transit time is something that you will need that time, right? So very important to understand how spending time in nature is also very important, right? Apart from that, giving your microbes year-round support with prebiotic fiber. So one of the best things that you can do to enhance your seasonal microbial care is to make sure that you are giving your microbes enough prebiotic fiber all year long, right? So while our ancestors who used to consume almost like 50 to 60 grams of fiber per day because they have had, access to just fruits, vegetables. They used to just pluck out fruits and vegetables at that time. So their microbial diversity was very, very different that what we have right now. So at times when I see, giving some extra fiber also to my members creates dysbiosis, or maybe you can say they may they start facing those changes like flatulence. So it's very important to understand how your gut microbiome is developed through the past years, and accordingly we will give a particular dosage of prebiotic fiber. But on an average, very important to understand that consumption of 30 to 35 grams of fibers minimum is definitely suggested per RDA. So as the seasons, show us change is constant, whether that's something as simple as a change in weather or something as profound as a shift, in the way we live our lives. But as humans, we are, incredibly adaptable. And now that research has made it clear that just how important our, microbial friends are, taking measures to protect and support them is the obvious next step, right? So definitely you should make all these changes that I've suggested you till now. Another important component that I would like to talk about here is hydration. So hydration is the process of basically providing adequate fluids to the body to maintain proper physiological function, right? So adequate hydration is essential for good health, including proper gut function, because your gut relies on fluids to digest food, to transport nutrients, and to eliminate waste, right? So when your body is dehydrated, the gut may not be functional optimally, and what will happen is the lining of digestive system, which actually requires a certain level of hydration to remain healthy, it may not be in that way, right? So it will be causing you a lot of constipation, which may cause discomfort, bloating, and again inflammation in the gut, right? So very important to make sure that you are hydrating yourself throughout all the seasons. And in addition to water, you can also try other hydrating fluids such as, detox drinks, herbal teas, vegetable smoothies. They can also support your gut health by, by providing you essential nutrients and electrolytes altogether. Definitely, you should avoid any form of sugary or carbonated beverages, cold drinks for that matter, because it may impact your gut health in negative manner, and it will contribute to the inflammation in the gut, right? So if you see, hydration may also vary depending on the season, right? So in summer, when temperature is very higher, we tend to sweat more. So it's very essential to make sure that at that particular time, you are consciously making a choice that you want to drink more water, right? Similarly, during fall and winter, when the air is drier, right, we may feel that we don't need water, but definitely you will need some or the other form of hydration. So drinking warm fluids like herbal teas, soups, warm water, it will really help you out to support digestion and hydration even during the colder months. Now, when we talk about gut health in general, and you must have heard about it from doctors, through newspapers, through internet, through influencers, right? And a lot of other sources that you might have access to on daily basis, there must be few terms that you must have heard, related to gut health. So these are few words which I'm going to explain what they are exactly. So first is probiotics. So probiotics is nothing but they are live microorganisms that can be found in certain foods or dietary supplements. Now, these microorganisms basically include various strains of bacteria, right? So when you consume probiotics, they colonize the gut and help to maintain a healthy balance of microorganism. Okay, so for example, you are taking probiotic in a form of bacteria, for example, lactobacillus or bifidobacterium, which is easily available at medical stores these days, right? So they will help you in improving digestion, in improving, the immune function, and also will give you relief from digestive problems such as diarrhea, IBS, and IBD. But there are few laws that specify that a probiotic product must contain live organism, right? Because there are few food products also which you may see on internet, that they will tell you that these have probiotics specifically, and they are full of probiotics. Actually, those are fermented foods. So probiotics is again divided into two different categories, which is fermented probiotics and non-fermented probiotics, right? So this is how the difference is. Definitely, there are some products that contain some or the other amount of probiotics, which may include yogurt, kefir, and kimchi for that matter, right? Next term is prebiotics. Now, if you see probiotics and prebiotics, both are very beneficial for gut health, but they differ in their function and how they are interacting with the gut microbiome. So prebiotics are non-digestible fibers that I was talking about earlier in the slide, and they are found in certain foods which are not broken down by digestive enzymes, and that's how they pass through the small intestine undigested. When these fibers are reaching the colon, which is the large intestine, they become actually growth factor. They become food for beneficial bacteria that are residing in our colon, that are residing in our gut specifically, right? So by promoting the growth of these beneficial bacteria, prebiotics will help you improve gut health and also to reduce inflammation. Now, examples of prebiotic foods, include garlic, bananas, oats, ginger. All these foods have good amount of prebiotics. After that comes fermented foods. So fermented foods are something, basically they are produced through a process of lactofermentation, in which the beneficial bacteria or yeast or fungi convert the sugars that are present in food into lactic acid or other compounds, right? So this process will help you preserve the compounds and enhance its flavor and improve its nutrition value, right? So as I have already told you that while some fermented foods may contain probiotic microorganisms, not all fermented foods are probiotic, right? So definitely that's a notable point here. After that, postbiotics. So most of the beneficial effects of bacteria in gut don't come from the microorganisms themselves, but rather from their metabolic byproducts and waste, right? So when, for example, in easy language, I'll tell you, when a bacteria is eating something which is already there in our gut, they will produce waste, right? And while it might sound really gross, but then these waste products can help us in building good amount of that gut microbiome, right? So I have one example. So there is this bacteria which is called bifidobacteria and eats fiber, and they produce short chain fatty acids, which our body again uses to improve the immune function and to strengthen the intestinal barrier. So this is how probiotics are also very useful for us. And one more last component which you most of have heard about is antibiotics. So you all are probably very familiar with antibiotics, and if you have ever had a bacterial infection, your physician must have prescribed you one of these, such as maybe amoxicillin to kill off the bacteria which is there and which is actually offending you, right? So while antibiotics kill the bacteria that is basically making you sick, they have potential that they can also kill the helpful bacteria also, right? So this is why it is always recommended to not use antibiotics unless and until very important and essential, because again it will impact your gut health in negative manner. And even if you have to go through the course of antibiotics because it's a very serious infection and antibiotics is only the way, that's how you can recover, then definitely you'll have to make sure that your intake of probiotics and prebiotics is good post post your treatment, so that you can develop that microbiome again, right? Now, very important part that I would like to share, because most of us are affected by stress these days, and very sadly that stress is also impacting your gut, right? So when a person is under stress, their body releases stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, right, which can disrupt the balance of bacteria in the gut and may cause range of digestive problems. Now, why it is happening? It is happening because of the 4 reasons that I've already mentioned in the slide. First is gut-brain axis, okay? So in your body, there is a two-way communication which is, happening between the gut and the brain, okay? Through the nervous system, through the hormones, and this whole communication axis is known as gut-brain axis. So stress can actually interfere with this communication and may disrupt the normal functioning of the gut, which may lead to symptoms such as bloating, constipation, diarrhea, abdominal pain, flatulence. So you must have observed that whenever you are working tirelessly and you have not got a break, you may feel that your head is getting heavy. And after a point of time, you will also feel like after 2-3 hours, you may feel that your gut is also not doing well. And you may feel that, maybe I'll have to eat something, or maybe I'll have to puke out because I'm not feeling well overall. And this is very common, and it happens in most of the cases. Next is microbiome. As I've already told, that gut-brain axis can disrupt the communication. Definitely, stress has been shown that it can lead to an overgrowth of harmful bacteria and decrease the beneficial bacteria, which is actually required in your system, right? So this can impact your immune system. It can increase inflammation in the gut, and also it can increase irritable disorders like IBS, IBD, which is again inflammatory bowel disease, right? Third is gut barrier. Chronic stress also weakens the gut barrier, which is a protective layer which will, prevent the harmful substances from entering into the bloodstream. So when your gut barrier is weak, it is compromised because of stress, the toxins, the bacteria can leak into the bloodstream also. And they can now trigger an immune response, and they can now again, create some kind of disbalance, and which will make you ultimately sick. Immune system. As your immune responses are getting triggered, ultimately you will face that stress has suppressed your immune system also, making it more difficult for body to fight off the infections and sickness and the illness, right? So this is how you make yourself more vulnerable to harmful bacteria and viruses, right? Now, how we can actually make sure that we are keeping our stress in a side seat, right? There are a lot of ways by which you can manage stress. Definitely, it's a conscious choice, but you'll have to make some efforts. You'll have to put some efforts in order to manage stress. right? So you can definitely go through some relaxation techniques like meditation. You can definitely go for exercise, right? Which can be important for managing the stress, as well as it is directly linked with a healthy gut, right? Now, let me talk about what are the superfoods for gut health that you can actually incorporate in your routine so that you don't even face those, digestion discomforts, right? So I think I will be asking you few questions here so that you can also recognize what I am actually talking about, and even if you are using it on regular basis or not, right? So can you guess what it is exactly? Anyone? Anyone from the audience can just make a guess here what it is exactly? Yeah, so it's fennel seeds. So fennel seeds basically have been used in traditional households as a natural digestive stimulant, which can help to increase the production of digestive juices such as bile and the stomach acid. Now, why the stomach acid is important? Because I've already told you in the second or third slide that how digestive juices and stomach acid will make sure that your food is getting digested properly. So this will improve the overall efficiency of digestion, which will lead to better absorption and less digestive discomfort. So on regular basis also, if you want to use fennel seeds post meal, definitely you can use it. Any guesses what this is exactly? Anyone? So basically I have got one answer. No, this is not licorice. So this is basically ashwagandha. Ashwagandha has anti-inflammatory properties that can help, soothe the digestive tract and reduce inflammation in the gut. Very beneficial for people who are having IBS, IBD, and also ashwagandha has, shown to improve gut motility, the movement of food through the digestive tract, and this will help you relieve symptoms of constipation and help you with promoting regular bowel movements. Now, next slide is, yeah, ashwagandha roots, correct, Atya. Can you see my next slide? What is this? I think this is very common. Everybody should know about it. So this is psyllium husk, which is also known as isabgol, and it's a bulk forming fiber which absorbs water in the gut and increases the bulk of stools, right? So this can help you relieve constipation and also promote regular bowel movements. I think this is very common. Everybody would be aware what it is. So basically fermented papaya. I couldn't get a picture of fermented papaya exactly, but fermented papaya is again excellent because it contains an enzyme called papain, which breaks down the proteins and promotes proper digestion, right? So this can also help you with the symptoms of indigestion, bloating, and also fermented papaya contains fair amount of probiotics which are beneficial bacteria, and that will really help you out to support the health of gut and overall growth of healthy bacteria. Any guesses what this is exactly? Ginger, correct. So this is ginger, and ginger has a carminative action. It eases intestinal cramping. It lowers the pressure on a sphincter in our gut, and that's how it avoids flatulence, bloating. Extremely good for people who feel nausea all the time after foods. So even if you are having just like a half inch of ginger after that, or maybe ginger tea, I think it will definitely help you out with the nausea. Any guesses for this particular fruit? Guava. So guava, again, an excellent source of fiber, and it's fruit, and also specifically powder, you can make it and store it. It has been used traditionally in most of the households, and it helps in digestive health. It will really help you out with the symptoms such as indigestion, constipation, and it is actually rich in an enzyme which is amylase, cellulase, and it helps in breaking down the complex carbohydrates, and that's how it promotes proper digestion. So this is the next superfood for your gut health. Any guesses what this is exactly? So this is liquorized roots, also known as mulethi, and has been used for centuries to improve digestive health and relieve symptoms like indigestion, heartburn, stomach ulcers, and it has excellent results with healing of stomach ulcers by promoting the production of mucus in stomach, which will protect the stomach lining from damaging effects of the stomach acid, right? So these are the superfoods for gut health. But right now, whatever I've spoken about, it's little bit difficult to manage altogether, manage in sync. You definitely need someone who can actually tell you time to time, right, that this is the season right now, this is how you should make sure, and this is how you should make these changes in your routine, right? So that's how a personalized and safe and science-led diet and lifestyle therapy is very important. And we need to understand what are the concerns which are not even diagnosed. We need to understand how personalization is important, because each and everybody is different, right? And there is a lot of misinformation which is already available out there on internet, via influencers, via celebrity coaches, and all these newsletters which you get outside from outside, just to make sure that you have been updated about certain information. Apart from that, behavioral change again is a very important context, which is not at all easy. I think that requires external push, external motivation, and a lot of guidance altogether. Apart from that, very important to understand, even if you are having any kind of chronic disorder, for example, diabetes, hypertension, it is very important to understand how we can coordinate with your physician, how we can coordinate if you are having any kind of other medication which may negatively interact with the nutrient that you are already consuming as per the suggestion. So definitely these all are the factors which you should definitely keep in mind when you are making these changes. And that's how TGHC helps you out. TGHC is basically democratizing tech-powered precision health for each and every person. And we have received good outcomes, and everything that we do is safe and science-led and driven by certified international team of doctors, health coaches, mind health coaches, fitness and yoga trainers, through seamless mobile experience, and definitely driving member engagement, which is very important, right? So this is how you should definitely take care of health. And I believe I have given you few insights that you can actually start applying in your daily routine. just to make sure that your gut health is in great shape, right? So thank you so much for hearing me. And if you have any question and answers, you can directly, type in your questions in chat box. Or if you feel that you have any other personal concerns that you or maybe someone in your family would like to hear about, you can definitely get in touch with us on the given number here or maybe on the email ID. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much, Pooja, for the wonderful session. I mean, I was learning a lot, and I also learned how to identify these terms. Thank you so much for it. And I'm sure, our audience also would have grasped a lot of important things from this one. In case anyone is having any questions or any points that you want to share, we are now open to talk. You can just unmute yourself or put it in the chat box. Anyone have any questions? No, maybe.
Yeah, so basically, it is. I have got one question which says, how do you know if you have IBS? Can a severe allergic reaction trigger IBS? So basically, IBS is something which you will have to figure out if you're constantly facing a lot of symptoms which is related to your digestive health, and you have observed that any specific food or any specific food group is actually triggering that, then definitely there is a whole procedure for diagnosis where you can actually go through the diagnosis and you can actually understand, this is how it is actually affecting your gut health in negative manner. So definitely there are ways which in which you can diagnose if you are actually allergic to any specific food, or it's just in your mind, right? So definitely, or it could be a reason that there is something wrong in your lifestyle overall, right, which might be affecting that particular symptom, right? So definitely, if you want to get a consultation, you can reach out to the given number, and that's how we can detail take a personalized consultation in detail, and we can understand what the case is exactly. Any other questions? I hope I have answered your question.
Right. Thanks for that answer, Pooja. In case anyone is having any other questions, feel free to unmute yourself and ask or put it on the chat box. We would be here for a couple of more minutes to answer any of the questions. Or if we have no questions, maybe we can conclude the session. What's your Pooja?
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. I hope you have had a great, insightful, session with us, and we look forward, to meet you in another session. And have a great evening ahead.